Why? And that I go to say, I don't got time for the hate. I need more time in my day. I put an ice in my bay, yeah. You riding on me? I get my drip overseas. Niggas are hating on me, yeah.
How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pieces and blessings upon all my AkHis and all my sisters out there. Welcome to Split Decision. I'm your host, AkHi. To my left is no other than
Professor Nims, the pundit with the PhD in pugilism.
You might want to say that again and put some more respect on your name for the ones that don't know, because that's a professor with a PhD degree in real life.
Pundit with the PhD in pugilism. Get it right.
So I just want to clear things up. I got in a car accident yesterday. You know, I had to ride away, but somebody from the side who had a stop sign, I guess he didn't see me coming.
Just pay it forward.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
They say,
so he admitted it was his mistake. I believe he probably, was under the influence of something, but it is what it is, So I appreciate everybody for, checking up on me, all my AkHis, all my AkHis, Ox, whatever you want to call it, Migo. I appreciate y'all for, checking up on y'all brother. And for all the people that's calling me Baby Errol Spence Jr., you know what I'm saying? I just want to clear up. I don't even drink, you know what I'm saying? And that's against my religion. So, it's okay. Y'all can hate. I'm going to give y'all more reasons to hate on me. You know what I mean? So, y'all know what time it is. It's split decision time and time to educate all the casual fans. It's a pleasure to have y'all here. We're going to teach y'all something new today. You live and you learn. Hopefully, y'all learn something new. And one day, hopefully, y'all will graduate from the AkHi University and become hardcore boxing fans. So, in the AkHi University, we offer the book of the truth. And since people love to judge a book by its cover, we're going to paint a perfect picture for them. And when y'all do take the time out of y'all day to read the book, hopefully y'all have a better chance of graduating. Now, in the AkHi University, we got
classes in session. Right there. Classes in session, baby.
Teaching for free. All you got to do is subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't. And listen to these casual fans. Now, shout out to Deontay, salute. Shout out to DBN. Shout out to Deontay for starting the new media movement. So shout out to my brother. And let's get straight to it. Now, let's just start with the reason why AJ would lose to Ruiz, in my opinion. Now, I heard and I watched the debate that DAZN put on their network. It was a great debate between Paulie and a lot of fighters like Froch and them. And they were like almost babysitting AJ. But I'm going to get to that later.
That's their country, man. So it's a natural reaction to try.
But man, that shit was depressing. Watching it was depressing if you were an AJ listening, because that could mess with his mental. But Hay revealed something that shocked me. He stated that AJ is doing technical sparring.
What's that?
That's what I'm saying. I had to research.
I thought it was sparring, and then it's like
apparently Yard does the same thing. It's technical sparring, which is not real sparring. They work on their technique, which is,
I mean, sparring. You work on your technique, but what you do is you put yourself under a more of a high pressure situation, so you sharpen your tools and stuff. So they kind of doing this pity pat, like.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing, to be honest with you. But you try to emulate a real fight as much as you can.
Absolutely.
And that's why sparring, you already got headgear, big gloves. So there's no point of technical sparring. Now, I understand if you're going to do technical sparring on the side, like you're going to do the regular sparring, but you're going to do technical sparring on top of that just to work on certain techniques.
I can do.
Yeah, I understand.
I can see that. I mean, and particularly so he was concussed his last fight in there. So we all
and that's the reason why they're doing technical sparring, so he could go in the fight fresh.
Yeah, and then you want to give the brain ample time to recover from that. So it's been, we're going on 5-6 months since that fight. So I can see it. I just call it like sparring in a sense. But if they're doing it to protect the fighter's health, I could see that. But if it speaks into mental fragility that's there, then that might be an issue for AJ.
Yeah, and I believe iron sharper iron, like Errol Spence like to say. So when you go into sparring, you already do drills for muscle memory. So if somebody throws a 1-2 and you try to do the shoulder roll, you come back, it's a muscle memory, right?
Are you catch and shoot?
You catch and shoot. So that's already, the drill's there for that. But the technical sparring, like I said, if you add it to, to whatever you doing, I understand. But if you cutting your sparring, your real sparring, and let's say the sparring partners that are most talented, that give you a hard time, that you probably aware that, hey, they could possibly hurt me in sparring. You're doing technical sparring with them. I don't feel like you're doing your best to prepare for the rematch, especially not mentally, especially not physically, where you're going to feel the intensity for 12 rounds. Because in a real fight, it ain't going to be no technical sparring. When Ruiz is in front of him the whole night, pressuring him, that pressure drains you out. And that's why he's losing all that weight. So instead of
so much muscle mass, because every time you do that, you got to get oxygen to all of those muscles. So the bigger the muscles are, the more oxygen that it takes. The more oxygen that it takes, the more issues that you're gonna have with your conditioning.
Well, no disrespect to AJ, but he looked like a healthy crackhead right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? He leaned out, which I'm gonna see if it's gonna help him out or hurt him. But he fought like that in the Olympics. But the problem that I'm having is, instead of doing all this running or whatever cardio you're doing to prepare for the fight to have more stamina, since you have stamina issues, you need to have a real sparring or the closest thing to a fight as possible, so you could feel the intensity for 12 rounds in case you want to build up to that. Now he can't even build up to that because he don't know how it feels to.
And it's different though, because say that you go and spar 12 rounds, and if you do it straight, that does not necessarily mean that you can go and fight 12 rounds. So one of the trainers that I had, he said, man, usually you need to be able to do about 4 times as many rounds as you're going to actually fight, because it's different. There's different people. Like Floyd's probably not that case, but once you go into a fight, particularly, like, there is different
pressure. The
pressure that you're doing.
The light is on you.
So there's some anxiety. There's some other. You got family. So there's a lot of things that you're doing and like dealing with. So it's actually like you need to be able to go beyond those 12 rounds.
You need to probably be able to do 18 rounds.
Exactly. With different sparring partners, like after every 4 rounds, bring in another fresh person.
Exactly.
Like you should be sparring like that.
And you should be feeling fatigued in the sparring match.
Exactly.
In case you do get fatigued fighting. And AJ, we already know he get fatigued multiple times. During the Klitschko fight, he got fatigued.
He did.
In other fights, he did. And in the Ruiz fight, he could never recover. And it took him 4 rounds, and he still couldn't recover. So I don't know what this technical sparring is that the UK fighters started doing, but they need to pick back up on the real sparring and go in, hard 12 rounds, 15 rounds, 18 rounds, like Pretty Boy Floyd, because iron sharpen iron. And like Floyd, for example, when he fought or sparred Errol Spence leading up to the Guerrero fight, we know Errol Spence is a better fighter than Guerrero. Even with 6 fights, he probably gave him better work than Guerrero. So Floyd Mayweather fight night went against Guerrero, and he like, man, it ain't nothing that I haven't seen. Exactly. Matter of fact, my sparring partners, I had tougher sparring partners than
the actual fighter.
Yeah, and like I said, you got to be able to perform under pressure. When the light is on you, it's different. And that's where the rumors came out of him having a panic attack and all that, hurt during sparring. So if they are excuses, then he need to get his mental right. If it's true and he doing technical sparring, it ain't hurting. It ain't helping his case. So like I said, I'm not a fan of technical sparring unless you adding it to the roster.
Exactly.
But if you
if you are taking away from your actual sparring to get that in, to maybe they're building his confidence. I'm not sure what the strategy.
Well, the strategy is for him to be fresh during the fight.
Okay.
And like Yard does as well.
All right.
But I just believe you ain't.
And those are 2 fighters who clearly
get fatigued.
Get fatigued, that are heavily muscled, that are doing. So that's them to know. But with that said, so you're saying that the reason that AJ would lose, so part of it is just not good preparation because of the technical sparring. So where we started?
Well, I believe it ain't good mental preparation because, like I talked about this round table that they had. If I'm AJ and I'm listening to them, it's depressing because I gotta hear them talk about, they bringing up every excuse in the book, and then someone will talk about, Ruiz was just a better fighter, and AJ being mentally not there, listening to his idols or whatever, he probably listening and he's all over the place mentally, and that's where I believe Ruiz will have the upper hand because, man, he mentally strong. And he already took Ruiz, AJ best punch.
And the thing about Ruiz is that there's a term that it was like, I'm playing with house money, in a sense. Yeah. Because Ruiz wasn't expected to be here. He wasn't anointed like AJ was. So there was this big coordination that we were going out for AJ. And then so he had this issue with Ruiz. He wasn't supposed to be here. He doesn't have the great build, the great body. He doesn't have this great machine behind him. He hasn't done 80 to 100,000 in Wilmington. But what he does, he was born to be a fighter. He's been doing it. It's second nature to him. And mentally, he is. I think he is levels above. Yeah, I think he's levels above.
So next topic, since we talked about the reason why AJ is going to lose, let's talk about what AJ has to do to win the fight. Because, this is our prediction in a way, but I believe you said you got Ruiz winning the fight. I do too. Do you? Yeah. Just to confirm.
I am. So I do. I've been going back and forth on it. And if I was pushed to do it, I think Ruiz, he will possibly get another stop around the 11th round. I think that there'll be some, right? So like Joshua will have some moments that he'll have to overcome, and then he still has the power and I think the technique to hurt Ruiz. I just think that Ruiz is not going anywhere. He's going to be there the whole time, and then at a certain point mentally, I think Joshua's going to wilt.
And I believe that's the pressure he's not preparing himself for by doing an actual sparring. If you're doing technical sparring against your best sparring partners because you don't want them to hurt you like the last time or whatever the reason might be, that's going to end up costing you.
You need to be in a dog fight. Right, so one thing is that what do you think Mayweather's just singular best quality? Just if it just one. I mean, he's got all the qualities, but like which one is the top one that you would rate?
I think him being smarter than all his opponents. You gotta play chess, not checkers. This is not a game of checkers. So this is what lead me to the topic I was trying to get to, which is what AJ has to do to win the fight. So I'm gonna get my first take on it first. Now, my take on this is this. First of all, one thing that AJ can't have in order to win this fight is a moment like he did the last fight where he asked his corner, what should I do next? Yeah. You should never, ever have a moment like that because as a fighter, you're supposed to make the adjustments in the ring yourself. It was a great episode today.
Absolutely.
Split decision. We will go live soon, either this week coming up or the week after, and we sure going to go live during the fight between Ruiz and AJ, so be on the lookout for that.
And that's going to be early, so just a reminder, that fight is at 3 p.m.
Yeah, so that fight is early. We're going to go live at 2. We're going to cover all the fights live. We're going to commentate and give y'all our 2 cents because obviously there's a lot of biased commentary, and the referee, I don't know who he is. They brought him out the mud out of nowhere. And, AJ is definitely the A side, so we'll see if he's able to use his advantages, not just physically, but even promotionally to win the fight. So that being said, appreciate Professor Nairn. We had a great episode today. We actually were supposed to have settled the score, but ain't nothing to settle with the Lomachenko situation because Lomachenko, we had our disagreement, right? But even if we go by what you said and your logic that, okay, it was the WBC that gave him the belt, why will Lomachenko accept it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would Lomachenko say, yes, I'm going to give you 10% of my money instead of 2%. And I'm going to take a belt that's not a championship or a title. It just doesn't make sense. And what make it worse, every time he fought a Corolla, every time he fought a guy like that's not known, he didn't question who they fought. When it's Devin Haney, he's questioning who he fought. He not questioning, like when Salido gave him the opportunity to be great, he not trying to do that to Devin Haney when Devin Haney earned his stripe to be in that position. But Salido obviously gave him the shot. He got another shot versus Gary Russell. But at the end of the day,
you sound like you're trying to settle the score, though. I will go ahead.
Oh no, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
It's all good.
At the end of the day, it's like Lomachenko. He make himself look bad when he accepted it. Even if the WBC gave it to him. Like, let's say that, okay, like I told you, it's the argument of the chicken or egg. Who came first? The WBC is the egg. Lomachenko the chicken. But it ain't even about that. Let's say the WBC gave him the belt. Why would you accept a belt that's not a championship, that's not a title, and give up 10% of your purse? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's not a quality of a champion. Deontay Wilder didn't do that, and he got, 10 title defenses now. He is super champion, really, if you want to call him that. So, anyways, he earned your
champion emeritus.
Wilder earned his stripe like you earned your stripe to be a professor. You've been in this game for too long, Professor Nim.
Not only that though, but
you've been teaching. Hey, Professor Nim can't get fired. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't care what you say about him. He in the school. He could.
we cut that out. We cut that out.
No, but I'm saying,
we
like,
try to get our sponsors
Wilder
right.
earned his stripe by defending his title 10 times. Professor Nim earned his stripe by teaching for almost 10 years, so he can't get fired. You know what I mean? So credit to him. Lomachenko didn't earn his stripe. Canelo didn't earn his stripe. It's all I'm saying. You with Deontay Wilder, you belong in that bracket. Lomachenko and Canelo belong in the other bracket. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They over there somewhere. You over there somewhere. So that's all.
I mean, they're on the hope list. We understand that. People who know about the nuances, we understand that.
And obviously, we can't wait for fight night. I can't wait every time.
Y'all December the 7th. Boy, it'll be there. Plug in. We're trying to get 20,000 views, 20, 30,000. What we trying to get?
Yeah, we trying to get 100. Stop, because we keep it 100, so we got to get 100. Hey, and we obviously got a new host, so we got a little.
We're gonna step up. Yeah, we got a little eye candy. We're gonna go live and all that. So we definitely stepping up the production game. Y'all keep tuning in. Like, give us a little bit of time, and we really gonna build this show up. We appreciate all the comments, good and bad. I love when they're substantive, when y'all give good arguments and joke around a lot and stuff. I do want to say,
y'all got to get our humor. Like.
Yeah.
Sometimes we be intense. Sometimes
it is though. It's all respect though. Recognize something serious. Somebody that's no longer with us. I want to give it out to Mo Fire. I don't know. I think I bodied him one time on like it was a commenter. And I bodied him and up and then just like we lost him, man.
I thought you said Mo Safa for a second.
But
I thought you watched
Mo Fire.
But anyways, if you are Lions only, if you are Canelo only, if you Duck Season only, whoever you is, subscribe below. If you're trying to get smarter by the minute, if you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't, and listen to these casual fans. And peace, Professor Nim. You know this is my favorite time of the week, huh?
Why? And I gonna say